In his results, Weaver noted some astonishing findings. He discovered that when Schumann resonance was filtered out of the bunker, the students' physical and mental health would suffer.
He took students down there. He didn't trust to do it with ill or old people. He took young students down there because he knew, Weaver knew that there would be an effect. So obviously underground, you don't have Schumann resonance. You only have the transverse magnetic field from in the earth. So by putting them underground, they started feeling sick, having headaches. Their circadian rhythm was completely upset. The interesting thing was, when we just introduced the 7.8 hertz frequency with the magnetic pulse generator, that immediately stopped.
Weaver would secretly introduce the 7.83 frequency to the bunker via a man-made transmitter. Each time he did so, he noted the ill effects suffered by the volunteers either disappeared or decreased. Their stress, headaches, and emotional distress was reduced, and
Your Schumann frequency is determined between the ionosphere and the surface of the Earth. If your ionosphere is being compressed and your planet's slowly tapping the brakes because of magnetic compression, your Schumann's going to be elevated. It's not doing me any favors today. You need to understand you have a magnet just like hers and relax your magnet field. You have to understand she is one of Creator's first creation. That makes her an angel of creation, nothing to worship. But you're symbiotically attached to her. You'd better start acting like it and put your little field line down on her. Because this 7.83 hertz, it's gone. You're going to get seasick, have problems sleeping, ringing in your ears. Then you go mad, and then you'll die. Not my words. You can't make this shit up, Buttercup.
their sense of well-being is restored, all by the introduction of Schumann resonance.
If there is no Schumann, you better lock into the magnet that creates it, because he's going to give you what you need, just like a plant farm.
And in 2011, groundbreaking research suggested something even more impressive, that Schumann resonance could be connected to the beginnings of life itself. The breakthrough came at the hands of Luc Montagnier, the Nobel Prize-winning scientist who first discovered the HIV virus. The professor was conducting water memory experiments, examining how water could retain a memory of substances that had previously been dissolved in it, when he stumbled upon something that would challenge the very principles of science. All life comes from life. This is a fundamental principle of science, and one which has never been violated in any experiment. Life can only exist where life has existed before. And the mechanism for this has always been understood to be a material one, such as egg and sperm, or spore and cell division. But Luc Montagnier's experiments have offered a very different hypothesis. The professor showed that DNA sequences, the very building blocks of life, communicate with each other in water by emitting low-frequency electromagnetic waves. Even when the DNA was kept in separate test tubes, the professor still recorded electromagnetic communication between them. How sophisticated could this communication be? Well, Luc Montagnier showed they are able to organize nucleotides, the ingredients which actually make up DNA, into brand new DNA. Science has combined these ingredients countless times before, but in no experiment have they ever been able to recreate the spark of life and transform nucleotides into actual DNA, not without DNA already being present. Life, after all, can only exist where life has existed before. But in Luc Montagnier's experiments, the DNA had been completely filtered from the water. Yet new DNA was still formed. Just how was this possible? How had Luc Montagnier managed to achieve what no other scientist could, and create life where no life was present? What was so different about Luc Montagnier's experiment? There was the presence of a frequency which, when removed, would cause the experiments to fail, but when present, would ensure that they would succeed. That frequency was 7.83 Hz, Schumann resonance.
I have long said since the first time I translated that hieroglyph, this is Earth's symbol for her energy. Mars has a little thinner. It's a little less than 7.83 hertz. I'm not going to change my findings. I'm not going to change a fact to make you feel funny. The Ankh represents life because 7.83 hertz, not by coincidence, is Earth's frequency for life. It's your alpha wave. Without it, you're obviously going to fucking lose your nut and die. I suggest playing Iswap because you got a magnet like that. You relax your magnet into Mother Earth and breathe with her, just like a plant fart, man. If you don't like it, have fun with that. Have fun with your beliefs. This is what we call research. There's really a Professor Schumann. I'll bet you Ascenders didn't even know that. That'll teach you to use this. Type a term into it. Get a result. Watch. Earth's axis shifted. Bam. Bam. All of a sudden you got 11,300,000 today talking about it. It's that easy. I wouldn't take anyone's word for it. I'd look and verify first. Then you know. Belief is a little outdated. Belief leaves fear. Faith leaves fear. Knowing kills fear. Fear of the unknown. Omnipresence, 1748 hertz in every atom. Kills an awful lot of fear. Get to know it. Or don't.
83 Hz, Schumann resonance. A delicate relationship had been struck between life and the frequency of the planet. An interaction of living organisms and electromagnetic frequencies. A reliance, a bond. Evidence of this.
This isn't even my work. It's just something someone else put together.
We found by reading this.
Just like I would expect each and every one of my viewers to go out and further the research. It's there. Don't come to me asking me questions. Search for the answer out here, not in my cheap words, because you're going to find the answer. This person put this hour and a half together over what I've shown originally in a 15-minute video. Be more like Christopher.
Science papers. But more obvious proof can be found by simply walking outside.
Outside.
How did all this happen? Well, when you look at the history of the Earth, it seems pretty obvious. Human waves have been part of this planet since the very beginning. Life evolved surrounded by them, and inevitably tuned in. In fact, our sensitivity to frequency became deeply connected to our ability to sense another of the planet's phenomena. 2 billion years ago, magnetostatic bacteria formed a simple but intriguing relationship with the Earth's magnetic field. The single-celled organism contained particles of magnetic material. This enabled it to act like the needle of a compass and orient along the magnetic lines of the Earth. As organisms became more complex, so did their reliance on the Earth's magnetic field.
Ionosphere, Earth.
We do know that bees are sensitive to magnetic fields. We
Pressure
know that within their bodies they
shrinks
contain
it.
particles of magnetite. And laboratory studies have shown that they are indeed sensitive to magnetic fields and demonstrate in the laboratory that if you artificially create a magnetic field, you can control the way that they build their comb. And it seems logical that bees are using magnetic fields in navigation.
The delicate balance of life on Earth
Ionosphere.
is perfectly illustrated by reliance
Clockwise.
on bees and their
North
pollination of
Hemisphere.
plants.
Coriolis effect says
It's
that's
hypothesized
impossible.
that without bees, life wouldn't stand
That's
much of a
raw.
chance.
Insect pollination.
That's your polar
is
vortex.
needed
It overcame
for really
the
all the
planet
things that make
in a
eating
big way.
interesting. All the fruits, the nuts,
Atmosphere
and,
2,
things like that, all require
level 3.
insect pollination.
Compression.
And bees are the most.
Your
important
Schumann's up around 12, continually and spiking. And this is getting more and more interesting every time I open the damn page. Pushing it right to the surface, causing rogue waves to show up here and here. Here's the only
Bees were
hurricane.
If the bees, yes, we would have a very thin existence. I think that's pointed out. And of course, as well as the food that we need to eat, they're pollinating wild plants as well. And in many cases, we don't
Yet
know
Hawaii
the
looks like an
details
ocean
about
break,
pollination.
a wave break in the ocean.
Sure, but
High on one
bees
side,
pollinate many of our wild plants. Yeah.
really low on the other. All the west coasts of the globe are accumulating higher waves. It's not because of this little fucking twirly thing over here I can't even find now. God.
Marianne Fraser, the senior
Right
extension
here.
associate.
It's not because of that. It's not because of that. I
What
don't
are the
care.
classic
It ain't
criteria
because of
of
that.
colony
You won't believe that?
collection
Have
so
fun.
that any beekeeper can go out there and look at their bees and say, this looks like a pretty classic case of this.
I give you fact. I walk you through science. You can't listen to it. You got to go out and learn it.
Relatively healthy and strong.
If you can't do that, you're on the wrong page, folks. Be more like Christopher here, or go away. That's all I got for you.